Speaker.
Yeah, sir.
Honourable Speaker, I rise to support my cut motions and oppose the demand. First, I will speak on demand number 2, which is GAD. GAD कितले पोस्ट आसात सरकाराचे आणि ते नोकरी आसात ते केन्ना on regular basis बननात. They're taking people on contract basis and they're also not giving them regular appointment. After years of service, they are telling that this Uma Devi judgment comes and then they cannot regularize them. I think this is wrong because our youth have a certain aspiration of joining a job. You can't keep people pending like this. On the eve of election especially, you start filling up the jobs, and that too on contract basis, which I think is unfair to any individual. When they reach 40, they will have problems because then they cannot be employed again. There is also one more issue which I want to point out, Honourable Speaker. When people get appointed, Honourable Chief Minister, please listen to this a little carefully. When they get appointed, ek party on contract basis, they have to inform the employment exchange, which means you are employed. Suppose there is a regular post, they will not be registered with the employment exchange. The question is what will happen to these people? Because employment exchange statistics are of those who are unemployed. And employment exchange is not bothered whether you have regular or non-regular posts. If you have a regular, any employment, you are deemed to be employed. Your name is struck off from the roll. So I think that, I hope I'm making this clear, because the figures go to show unemployed, but sometimes the reality shows otherwise, because they are employed. But the employment, not a secure employment. It is only a temporary, a contract basis. No, you have to help them. Because if you want to say that employment exchange is mandatory, then these people who get this employment by this means, their names get deleted, they will not be eligible for permanent employment. Not deleted, that's what. They should not be deleted because they should not also be held liable for not deleting. There's another thing, Honourable Speaker, additional charge is being given to many officers. And I think this practice should be stopped. For example, the Mapsa Municipal Council Chief Officer is holding additional charge. Then recently I have seen that Margao Municipal Council Chief Officer, the existing one has been shunted out and somebody else is holding additional charge. You may have reasons for putting somebody here. I'm not espousing a cause for somebody particularly. But what I say is additional charge, they come on particular days. And if they come on certain days and that day they have a meeting or they got some high-level meeting, they don't turn up, people come and people go. People can't get the service they want. And places like Mapsa Municipality needs a full-time chief officer. So I request that stop this process of giving additional charge. You can groom up somebody to come and take that charge if you feel. And if the person is deficient, you can remove him. But I think unless you give charge to somebody else, this kind of lethargy in working, even the staff won't work, and there will be big rush on that day. And it won't be efficient working of the government. Extension of services is another thing. I can understand topmost level posts because they have specialized expertise. But otherwise, in other places, I request the government, don't give any extension. No one is indispensable. Please, they should be allowing them next level to come up, because then they are spoiling the promotional chances of those waiting to be promoted. Then they don't hold a charge and they never get the appointment. I will give you one simple example. In the police force, if you don't regularly give them regular appointments, they don't get eligible to have that qualifying years to be inducted into IPS. So this officiating ad hoc does not give them the thing. So I would request whichever department, I just give that as an example, don't, even for IAS officers, they won't be empaneled if they are only holding this post. Second thing was an excise demand. I will speak on demand number 11. You have an excellent excise commissioner whom I have interacted on the phone with her sometimes and who knows the law and implements it well. Only one request I have is that there is a leakage of revenue according to me. In excise permission when it's granted is given for area of operation and timing. Area mulla, they make a plan and sangta tingak man. If they are exceeding that area, they have to pay more. So I would request, demarcate the areas, let them be there outside the area, but pay the fee, and finally let them run it legally, so that they are not harassed either by the police or by the excise officials, and there's no leakage of revenue for the department. Timing of operation when I was talking about is, very often excise relates to alcohol. And alcohol, when people go to drink alcohol, especially in residential areas, they cause nuisance and they cause trouble for the people. I would request that this should be monitored so that in residential areas you have a fixed timing, not to give extensions, and this can work for everyone's benefit. There's one thing which I want to mention is, there was that question about that excise scam which had taken place. Honorable Speaker, you remember that Perne matter, where there was a person who was taking department's money by giving fake receipts. Apparently, the Chief Minister has made a statement some days back that you will recover more than 27 lakhs from him. But I don't think that एक याद दवरूंक जाय, चोर तो चोर, एक पाटी चोरलो आनी तेणी मागणी पोरो दिली जाल्यार तेगे हें जायना, तो चोरूच तो. So why I'm saying, recovering of the money is one part of it. But my little question I have, a person of the level of an UDC, how does he have 27 lakhs to make that payment to you in such short time? I am very shocked, and I think the government should look into his sources of income and find out whether he has got something else, some other business running which is not being disclosed, or he has got some other hidden assets from where he's sourced out this money. 27 lakhs, if you tell me to pay it overnight, I will have problem. But a man like an UDC can get 27 lakhs and pay you in such short time raises many questions. And I think the government should inquire, forget the giving the money, but returning the money in such short speed, in such hurried time is the thing. The other thing is official language, demand number 27. Te amche Konkani Bhasha Bhavan, I would request the government to kindly see that to expedite that. Goa Sadan is the next one, demand number 14. Auzana Honorable Chief Minister Goa Sadana Oitamon, but Ami Oitatana Goa Sadana Chamche Ruma Hate, Nor Samke Cholnat, Torpade leaking zata. And I believe that these things should be repaired and they should be made better, so that services for anybody, whether it's us or others, should be done properly. As far as skill development is concerned, demand number 61. आता skill development training म्हणटात, apprenticeship म्हणटात तेंका. तेंका एक syllabus ना, तेंका एक direction ना, तेंका target ना, तेंका final assessment हुयना. म्हणटा कित्या वयतात तेंका खबर ना. ते वयतात, बसतात थिंगा, कित कोर म्हणल्यार कोतात आनी येतात. Sometimes एकलो plumbing शिकला. म्हूण तो एड्युकेशन डिपार्टमेंटान बसून आहा, हांव केसो काम करता थिंगा, बिकॉज तेका नोट्स बरोवपा जायना, सो तो प्लंबिंग करचना थिंगा, तो बसतलो, तेका सर्टिफिकेट मेळटली, कंप्लिटेड इंटर्नशीप म्हूण, इतलें जातलें. So I say that these are the demands which I have got, cut motions, and I say the government should look into this, especially into this excise amount. Obliged.